And we are back. Thanks for staying with us. We're about to delve into a really interesting conversation. I need you right now to buckle up because we're about to get heated right here. But hey, it's not that deep. We're on a relationship discussion this morning. We have with us Anna Jonathan. She's a pioneering figure in Nigeria's intimacy wellness industry. As the first certified clinical sexuality coach and one of the foremost intimacy experts in the country. She's also a certified emotional intelligence and neurolinguistic EFT and metrics printing practitioner. She also hosts a TV show called Late Night with Soul Spice. And this morning, we'll be discussing intimacy as a weapon. Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm great.
Great. Let's just get right into it. Talk to us. First of all, we need to establish what intimacy means and why it is important in a relationship.
So I would say intimacy is looking into the other person, right? We'll break it down to say into me, I see, right? Or into you, I see.
Into me, I see.
Yeah.
Love it.
You know, I see the part no other person is allowed to see. A place that's just for me and you,
Like
right?
a place of vulnerability.
Exactly. You know, a place that no one else gets to know what happened in that part, right? And so it's a special place for a special being. It's not for everyone. It can't even be for two people, right? And that's why we call it intimacy. Now, when we look at intimacy, we need to understand that people need to have a certain feeling. You need to get yourself to a certain point to say, okay, you know what? I'm intimate with this person, or I want to be intimate with this person. It's not what you just pick randomly. I know a lot of people just do a lot of things, but when we talk about intimacy, it's beyond just, you know, getting down. It's a whole lot.
It's a whole lot. Let's look intricately into the different levels of intimacy before we delve right into the crux of the matter, which is using it as a weapon.
Yeah. So when we talk about the different levels, we need to also understand different level comes even before we talk about marriage, right? Whilst you're dating, whilst you're asking me out, you know, when we're in a relationship, when we decide to, when we're engaged, and then when we get married, right? And so for every level, intimacy increases, right? Intimacy does not really mean getting down, as a lot of people think. It means sharing deeper thoughts, you know, sharing my pain, my trauma, you know, whatever it is. So for intimacy, it's you being vulnerable, you know, what you know that people shouldn't know. And then you are coming to tell me, you are coming to show me.
Your deepest secret.
Exactly. You're making me feel, you know, because it's a whole lot. I have to share your pain. And that's where intimacy comes. That's why you wonder why, you know, a couple is fighting today, you put your mouth, and tomorrow
they're together again.
And they are wondering,
but they were fighting yesterday.
So it's beyond you.
Yes.
Right? Because when the doors are closed, you don't know what happens. You don't know what the person gets to say. You don't know what I get to hear. So those words, the feeling, the touch, it takes away everything. At that point, nothing else matters. Right? And so by the time we come outside the door, we're like, oh, sorry, we've settled. And you're wondering, are you okay? Oh, yes, I'm very okay. Something has happened, right? So it's beyond just the movement or the feeling. It's a whole lot. It's bigger than what you can think of.
Now let's break it down as a weapon, when it is used as a weapon. When, you know, we've seen cases where spouses are being denied of intimacies. You know, you want a part of, why are you smiling?
Because a lot of people feel I'm weird when I say this, right? And I look at this from two different angles.
Okay.
First, I know a lot of people use it as a weapon, and I'm going to say to women, it's okay.
How is it being used as a weapon? Because I think people need to identify what it means for it to be used as a weapon.
Okay.
Because some people may have experienced it in their parents, with their parents, you know, with their families, and they think it's normal.
Yeah.
Right. So now we need to identify, you know, establish why is it a weapon, how it is being used as a weapon.
Okay. First, I would say you're not happy with each other, and you're like, you know what? Because I'm not happy with you, I'm not giving it to you. You know, oh, I'm tired, I'm stressed out, I'm not giving it to you. Oh, I have a target, I've not met my target at work, I'm not giving it to you. Oh, you didn't greet me, oh, you didn't do this for me, I'm not giving it to you. I asked for money, you're not giving me, I'm not giving it to you. For crying out loud, I tell people you have a number of intimacy sessions to your name at birth. So for every time you think you're using it as a weapon, you're also denying yourself the number of intimacy you're supposed to get before you die.
How many? What's the number?
I don't know. That's the reason why you have to do it every time you get opportunity to.
Oh, really? There's a certain number?
Yeah.
But how would you know?
That's the point. Because, you know, at birth, right? Because how you were created, God has planned your life.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a certain amount of intimacy you expect to get as a married woman. Not for society to give you a number, but I'm saying as a person. Now, for every time you tell your partner, oh, I'm not in the mood, or I'm not giving it to you.
You've missed a number.
Exactly. So why would I want to miss one pleasure because of another human being? No, let me get in now that I'm young, I'm healthy. Because when I'm 60 and 70, I still want to get more. But at the same time, I won't be as creative or adventurous as I am now. So why would I turn it down? See, you can settle your issues, you can fight. I tell people, personally, even when I'm fighting, I will get down. When I'm done, don't talk to me. But I'm not going to lose one because of you. No. I can die anytime. I want to die happy.
Now, in a situation where that is being, you know, practiced, or that's being, you know, done, what should the other partner do in that regard?
So when it's being used as a weapon, rule number one, don't use that excuse to go outside. We have a lot of partners.
Now, you're talking about the partner now on the receiving end.
Yeah. You say, oh, because you didn't give me air, I'm getting from someone else. Why were you coming to me in the first place if you know you could have gotten from someone else, right? So that's another issue.
Yeah.
But the truth is, when you're not getting it, the question is, what's the reason why you're not getting it? A lot of times as couples, we just want to, you know, let's just do and move on.
Yeah.
And I've noticed a lot of African men, I'm not saying everyone, but a lot of them, the moment you get intimate, to them, you have solved the problem. They don't want to talk about it again, oh, we are happy.
Yeah.
No, we are not happy. The fact that I enjoy you or I like you does not mean I'm happy with you. No. So I tell women, even if or when you allow them, right, still sit down and deal with it. Because a lot of times we just throw it under the rug. And one day that rug won't cover the dirt anymore.
Right.
And then the whole place is messed up, it's smelling.
Right.
And then you are so angry, you burst out. And he's wondering, it's just this small thing. No, it's not this small thing. It's what you did 5 years ago, what you did 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
She has piled it up, right? So when you have an issue, make sure you resolve it. Make sure you solve that issue at that point in time.
Before or after the intimacy?
Anyone.
Okay.
If I say before, some people will not even do it until after.
Sure.
Right? So whatever works for you, whether before or after, my own is you must resolve that issue. Do not say because, oh, we've been intimate, then we've resolved it. I love you. Probably you're good, and I'm not going to deny myself, right? But I'm still angry. So when we finish, I feel for a lot of people, that's even another avenue. You can say how you feel without the other person getting angry because a lot of hormones have been
released.
Yes, so
right.
The anger cannot get to that point. So you're like, okay, you know what, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, don't do it again. If you do it again, this will happen. You can even a little
It's
bit
even easier to forgive.
yeah, a little bit of threats too. If you try me again next time, I will, you know. But at the same time, I'm happy you're happy. But you have to be good for me to be happy.
Yeah.
Not the do and move on. No,
Yeah.
that's not what we want. So the truth is, intimacy is beyond just the process, just the act. It's performance, it's the action, it's the movement, it's the technique, you know, it's the end game, basically. It's the process. So until you understand these things, you might not understand what true intimacy means.
And I think one basic lesson I'm taking from this conversation is communication.
Yeah.
Is a very intricate part of, you know, intimacy.
So when we say communication, I made a video yesterday and I said, communication is not just about words. Sometimes communication is movement.
Movements.
Sometimes it's silence.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's helping the other person. Sometimes it's releasing the other person. So you need to understand what form of communication do you want to release at that point in time. There are times you can just blow out. It's okay, it's allowed. But there are times you just keep quiet.
This has been quite an insightful conversation.
Thank you so
in just a short period, just a short period of time, we've been able to learn a lot. I've learned a lot. And if you're at home right now watching and you have been denying your partner of intimacy, well, you've learned from the sex doctor herself. Thank you so much.